So my name is Craig, and I'm the founder of Short Back Sidewalks. Short Back Sidewalks is a for-purpose organisation that positively impacts the lives of people experiencing homelessness and poverty, and we do that by giving free haircuts. My background and what has inspired me to found Short Back Sidewalks was the loss of a family member who experienced homelessness, and someone who quite often told us about how disconnected they were. So the idea was to actually create that connection with people, and we were going to be doing that by giving free haircuts. One of the first moments that stuck with me over the last 10 years of Short Back Sidewalks is the very first haircut that we ever gave. And it was someone who was going for a potentially life-changing job interview. It was an honour to be part of their journey, even though it was only for half an hour, but it set them up to go on and positively connect with that job interview. And we actually found out that they got the job, so it was huge, a really massive moment, which I guess ironically enough was the very first ever haircut. So yeah, it's always had that really special place in my heart. The thing that I enjoy the most about volunteering is that connection to community, and something that is really important, I believe, because connection is something that is really important. Connection to our friends, our families, to our country, and volunteering for me is the opportunity to connect with community. Also an opportunity to upskill as well. Volunteering has so many different aspects to it, and a lot of that comes down to the soft skills and the skills that you can actually develop through volunteering, which can then have a positive impact to what you're wanting to do going forward. Being a member of Volunteering WA has had so many different positive impacts to Short Back Sidewalks. It's given us an opportunity to connect with the volunteering community directly. It's also given us an opportunity to spread the message and the word of what we do here in Western Australia. Volunteering with Short Back Sidewalks has taught me so many different things. One of the major things is to not judge someone, and the other major thing is that homelessness and poverty is something that can happen to everybody, and I think society unfortunately has a stigma attached to people experiencing homelessness and poverty, and volunteering with Short Back Sidewalks is something that gives you a really close insight into the fact that this is something that happens to so many people. There are over 123,000 people experiencing homelessness on any given night, and there are over 3.5 million people who live below the poverty line. So yeah, it's a huge issue, and I think that volunteering with Short Back Sidewalks has really opened my eyes to the fact that this is something that we all have to deal with as a collective, as opposed to showing judgment. One of the biggest achievements in my career as a volunteer for Short Back Sidewalks was being the recipient of an Australian of the Year award in 2022. I found it, I guess, extra special because I'd actually achieved that through being a volunteer. A lot of the other people in those situations had full-time work in that sort of space, whereas it was extra special to me that it was done through the act of volunteering. And I guess winning that award has now given us the opportunity to expand to all across Western Australia, to transition from a volunteer-led organisation to a mix of paid and unpaid staff. Yeah, it's been fantastic. What's next for Short Back Sidewalks and myself now? Short Back Sidewalks aims to give 15,000 free haircuts a year by the end of 2025, so that's one of our major goals. For me, it's really just to kind of see the organisation flourish and take its next steps under the direction of our Chief Executive Officer. I'm just now on the board of Short Back Sidewalks, as well as Volunteering WA, but being on the board really gives me the opportunity to kind of see it from that external perspective, but also to look at the work that hundreds of volunteers are doing all across Australia. And I think the fact that the organisation started in a car park in Perth in 2015, and we're now coming up to our 10th birthday, and to see where it is now is just completely fascinating.